Good day, Bruces. What is going on? Welcome to and now back to another episode of the Pit Stop Lounge. This is episode number 6, and today we will be reviewing the Melbourne Grand Prix in Down Under. That's my Australian accent, guys. Gonna stop there.
Which is
Um,
horrible, by the way.
yeah, absolutely terrible. Yeah, just try my
Which is
best, guys.
horrible.
Absolutely tried my best. So, as usual, guys, it's me, Jan, and a very, very happy Malcolm. How are you, dude?
I'm alright, bro. Thank you very much. I was sick, to be honest.
Oh,
Missed the race, but it was very early in the morning. I didn't have the ability to wake up, but now feeling better. Of course, feeling a lot better because we finally won a race again and broke
yes.
Red Bull streak again. Carlos Sainz again. So
Yes.
happy days. And I won two as well, but we'll get to that.
Yes.
Hope you're
Also,
well, bro. Hope
yeah,
you're
yeah,
well. How are you,
yeah,
Jan?
yeah. I'm fine, man. Had a pretty relaxing week. Was on leave for the majority of the days, and it's gonna happen the same to me this week as well. So very, very quiet week compared to the usual busy schedule. So needed a good old break, and we're finally back in recording another episode because the last one we did was in a couple of weeks ago. So, guys, before we begin, as usual, make sure to give us a like, follow, and share on our Spotify, Instagram, and also Facebook pages. Also on
Always.
YouTube.
Always.
Also on
Always.
YouTube. You know the rules, guys. Links are in the bio below. And as both me and Malcolm said, today we're gonna take a look at the Australian Grand Prix at Melbourne that took place last weekend, which for us, for European people, specifically for us too, because since we both live in Malta, a very, very early wake up call. The race was in 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
So, Malcolm, you didn't watch the race. You watched a couple of
I,
highlights.
I watched the highlights. I watched the official highlights practically.
No. I watched the race. Because Go Interactive TV saved the day. So I managed to watch managed to watch the entire race afterwards around 8 a.m. So watch the race in entirety, and bro, we finally had a race. We a legit race,
At least.
not the same usual bullshit of Red Bull of another super max dominance. We finally had a proper race, which we'll obviously get to it much later on. So, guys, let's start with obviously first with practice, qualifying, and then we get to the race, and then we obviously give our rankings, driver of the day, loser of the day. You know the rules, guys. I mean, we
Y'all the
go through these
vibes.
episodes.
Y'all the vibes.
Yeah, you know the vibes. All right, guys. So for free practice one, it was Lando who got the fastest time, but obviously it was all about setting up the tires, getting the feel of the car. So Lando got the fastest time. However, the one thing the one big thing that happened during the first free practice was that Alex Albon crashed his car, had a really nasty accident, and basically Williams had to do they had a big decision on their hands because they didn't have any chassis they didn't have a chassis
They didn't have an extra
available.
pair. They have extra set.
They didn't have an extra set of chassis available, so they had to do a really ballsy decision to field just one car, to field just a single car on track. So basically, Logan Sargent was out of the Grand Prix completely. They literally said goodbye, see you later for this weekend, and they just fielded with Alex Albon for the entire weekend. For me, this was a dick, despite being a ballsy move, dick move, eh?
I couldn't believe James Vowles. I don't expect it for someone like from someone like James
No,
Vowles to do that type of
same
decision.
here.
I honestly don't expect it from someone like him. If it was maybe Helmut Marko, probably, or Christian Horner, but not James Vowles, man.
No,
Absolutely
man.
atrocious decision.
And for
Because how can you crash the car and my teammate has to get sacrificed. I crashed the car and my teammate has to get sacrificed for the Grand Prix so I can drive his car just because we don't have an extra set of chassis.
Yeah, man. And speaking of sacrifice, you've got to feel for Logan Sargent. Yes.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man.
Listen. He hasn't had the best of careers in Formula One. It's only his second season, his third race in the second season in Formula One. But got to
It's
feel for him.
bro. They practically told Williams practically told him to practically told Logan Sargent, with or without you, we're still the same.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
can do it with or without you.
The
That's what they practically told
listen,
Logan Sargent,
their confidence purely lies on Alex Albon. So
which is understandable. Which is
his
understandable.
yeah, obviously understandable, but Sargent's morale is going to drop massively. And listen, his comments as well. His comments absolutely showed the
Uh,
proof of this because he
no
basically
doubt,
said
no doubt. It was one of the
that
hardest,
it's
one of his,
hardest.
one of the hardest decisions or hardest moments. Sorry,
Yeah,
hardest moments of his
definitely one of
life.
his hardest moments because man, he's still quite new to Formula One, and to just get dropped just like that for the entire weekend,
Unreal, man.
it's
I
a
don't
big
expect it from someone like James Vowles to do that.
no, not no
Absolutely
same
don't.
here as well, same here as well,
I don't expect it from him.
and that decision proved to be that gamble didn't pay off at the end.
It was in vain, practically.
It was in vain at the end, which we'll obviously
It
get
was
to
in
later
vain.
on. So yeah, basically Williams had to feed with just a single car, with that being Alex Albon. So and that was pretty much FP1. Norris got the fastest time. And with regards to free practice 2, it was your poster boy, Charles Leclerc, getting the fastest times.
Which is
How did
good,
you
which is
react on
good.
this, bro?
I mean, it's good, okay. I don't really react to free practice sessions, so I guess it was alright.
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned in previous episodes, guys,
It was alright.
practice is all about getting the feel of the car, getting
Feel
the
of the
best out of
car,
your tires.
setups for the track, all that.
It really isn't. We really don't give much significance to we don't give much
It is
significance to
important. It is
practice.
very important.
Yes, it is obviously, but
Very important. But us
the
as
heart
fans, not
lies.
really.
The heart lies on the qualifying and the races. So
Yes.
and speaking of
We'll
qualifying,
leave that to the geeks. We'll leave
yes,
the
we leave that
practice
to
to
the
the
geeks,
geeks.
obviously. Yes, exactly.
We'll leave that to the
Um,
geeks.
yeah, we don't care on practice as well. So
We love you
um,
geeks. We love the geeks though. We love
So,
them.
we get to qualifying, and again in qualifying, pretty much the usual suspects with the usual teams got knocked out from the first round of qualifying. Obviously, Logan Sargent, because of what happened due to the circumstances, didn't participate in the first in qualifying, so he automatically is out of the entire weekend. But those who got knocked out. Again, Zhou Guan Yu, 19th, no surprises. Sauber continuing to. I mean, on Sauber, bro, we have to admit that me and you, we've been a bit too. We've been too soft on Sauber, but I mean,
Is it bit too soft or is it just expectation?
I think it's a mix of both.
I think it's a mix
it's a
of
mix
both.
of
It could
both,
be a mix of both. Could be. Could
but
be a mix of both.
3 races
Because to be
in.
honest, I knew. I mean, I didn't like knew, but I had a gut feeling, a very good gut feeling that Sauber are not going to do that particularly well. So
But
you could be maybe could be soft, but also expected. Because like I always say, like I stated in previous episodes, that Kick Sauber are rapidly waiting, fastly waiting that Audi merge to Audi in
yeah,
2026.
exactly.
That's what they want. They want to get these 2 years as quick as get off these 2 years as quick as they possibly could.
Yes, exactly. And listen, one of their very few positives of the entire weekend is that Bottas actually got out of Q1. So that at least it's a little bit of a slimmer of hope
At
for them.
least
But still, Zhou Guan Yu, 19th.
he still needs to pick up the pace, though. Zhou Guan Yu still needs to pick up the
Yeah,
pace.
absolutely. I mean,
He has to pick up the pace.
he's gonna absolutely lose his seat if he continues at this rate.
He
Zhou
has
Guan
to.
Yu.
He
But
has to pick up
anyways,
the pace, man.
Ricardo 18. Now Ricardo.
Speaking of picking up the pace.
Yeah,
Speaking of picking up the
listen,
pace, bro.
Listen,
Like,
to be fair with let's be a bit fair with Ricardo. He actually was going to get into his time. This time he set up was enough to get into Q2, but unfortunately he exceeded track limits and his time was deleted. So
yeah.
he ended up in 18. But still,
No.
home soil at the back of the grid, man. I mean, that is a stinky.
Yeah, okay. A lap
stinky
time
vibes
deleted.
from
Was it
him,
that?
man.
What was it? I mean, not turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. I think turn 4 and 5. I believe. I think he got off track limits in turn 5. I believe.
Yes, exactly. So
Turn 5. Yeah.
if he didn't exceed the track limits, he would have made it into Q2. But still, that wasn't enough for him. And 18th place, poor for standards, continuing his
Very.
stinky start to the season. Gasly 17th again, an Alpine. We all know.
Another double Alpine elimination.
No. Ocon actually made it out of Q1.
Oh, he made out Q1. Oh, okay.
By the skin of the teeth, he made it out
All
of
right,
Q1.
all right,
But,
all right.
so Gasly 17th. I mean, listen, with Alpine, we said in previous episodes, their team has just experienced a complete a complete makeover. We said this is not going to be a quick fix, so a 17th place finish was expected for Gasly.
No
So
doubt.
disappointing for him. And Nico Hülkenberg in 16th. Considering his first two races where he made out of Q1, 16th is a bit disappointing for him. But obviously, that that was pretty much his lowest point of the entire weekend, because when it came to the race, it was a completely different story for Nico Hülkenberg.
He finished
And also
10th
Haas
or
as
9th,
well.
I believe. I know that Haas
Yeah.
finished 9th and 10th. I don't know in which order. Was it Hülkenberg, Magnussen, or
Ninth.
Magnussen,
He finished
Hülkenberg?
ninth.
Okay,
Hülkenberg.
okay.
But in the race we get later on in that, bro. So yeah, Q1, pretty much the usual suspects when it comes for the teams. Sauber, one Sauber, one Alpine, a Racing Bull, and a Haas. Those were pretty much the unlucky competitors that were eliminated from Q1. Your comments on this, bro? I mean, not really surprising, isn't it?
Not really, bro. No,
Okay.
not yet, because Q2 is quite a bit. It
Yeah,
is quite
Q2.
a bit, but not much.
Yeah, Q2. So we get into Q2. Again, continuing on with the same teams. Ocon 15th. I mean, the highest he could manage. With that Alpine. But again, bro, that Alpine is so that Alpine is it's so slow, man. I mean,
Alpine probably they're going in France right now. Going.
they're just.
They
I mean, they're just going to
they
every
want
single
the
weekend like.
they want the season to end. They really want the season to end. Third race in.
I disagree. I don't think they want the season to end this quickly. I mean, we're only in the third race.
Yeah, true, but with how it started for them, I think they want to end the season right
It's
now.
unprecedented for drivers like for both Ocon and Gasly. I mean,
No doubt, no doubt. They deserve a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
Ocon 15th, Magnussen 14th. You know what? I wouldn't call it a bad result for
Not at all.
for
Not at all. No.
us. I mean,
Not at all.
14th
Not at all.
is better than expected for them. What do you think?
You know what? You know what I like about Haas nowadays, man. Third race in, yeah, but without Gunther at the helm, it's like they're slowly going about their business.
Yeah, it's the same comments. I mean, my father said the exact same comments.
Wow. They're quietly going about their business.
Yes.
They're quietly going about their
absolutely.
business. They're doing their thing.
Yes,
They
they're
have
doing their thing.
the fact that Gunther Steiner is not there. A huge spotlight is off them.
Yes, absolutely.
So they're just quietly going about their
No,
business.
Kamatsu. listen. We're gonna get to we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about Haas later on when we mention our awards,
Yeah.
basically, our
Yeah.
honors. But Kamatsu's impressing so far, man. I mean,
He's doing the best he can, and he's more so.
Absolutely.
They're just quietly going about their business,
Under
Haas,
limited
man.
resources, mind you, eh?
No doubt, especially with Gene Haas.
Yes.
So they have to.
Absolutely. Bottas 13th. Good result.
Decent.
I mean, again, decent for Bottas. With a Sauber, we all know that Sauber is one of the worst cars, if not the worst car on the grid. I think alongside Alpine. I mean, so far, obviously, with 3 races in, at 13th. Alex Albon 12th.
With Logan Sargent's car.
With Logan Sargent's car, basically, yeah, because I mean,
I think okay,
his car.
decent.
Again, I mean that's where the positives end with Williams, basically.
Exactly, that's
It's
it.
a different story with the race, and then the surprise, Hamilton 11th.
Is it really though?
What, I mean,
Is it really though? I did say it is a surprise, but at the same time, it's not really a surprise. So is it really a surprise, Jan?
It's
For a driver the
both.
caliber of Hamilton,
Yes,
to get knocked out in
absolutely.
Q2, yes. But with how Mercedes are, is it really a surprise?
Not so much, but listen. I expected him to be at least in Q3, if not
Of course,
11th,
no doubt.
maybe
For a driver
9th
the
or
caliber of
10th,
Hamilton, I
maybe.
agree. I
But
agree. I agree.
that Mercedes is shit, bro. At the moment,
No, oh dear me.
they're. I mean, 3 races in,
What have they done? Now look, did they say that?
they haven't learned their lessons. From
Did Hamilton really? They took Hamilton's advice on this year's car. What are the odds of Hamilton
Sorry about
sabotaging
that.
them?
I mean,
He sabotaged
right
them,
now. I
bro.
mean, right now, he's literally sabotaging the entire.
He
The entire
sabotaged
team.
them, man.
If they literally listened from, if they literally took his advice. I mean, right now he's literally sabotaging his entire team. I mean, dude, the dude is literally signing Ferrari merchandise right now as well. I
Facts,
mean,
facts, facts. He
and
sabotaged them.
we're only in March. We're only in March. I mean, I mean, this is pretty much his worst start of this. I mean, we're gonna get again.
He even stated it himself.
We're gonna get to the race very very soon with Carlos
Yeah.
Hamilton, because his weekend, that was not his lowest point of the entire weekend, mind you, because when it comes to the races, it got even worse. But yeah, 11th place, terrible for Mercedes and for
By
Hamilton
how
as
much he was off? By how much he was off? How much was he off?
well.
Uh,
1.045 seconds under Alonso. That's bad.
about a tenth and a half.
That's bad.
Not entirely.
That's
A tenth and a half. It's not that much. I mean, it is much, but maybe it was about 3/10, maybe. But a tenth and a half.
Yeah, exactly. So
It
yeah,
is what give and take.
Give and take, yeah. So that is pretty much pretty much Hamilton ending up the Q2, who got knocked out in Q2, and yeah, in Q3 the expected happened. Verstappen got pole again, followed by Carlos Sainz finishing second.
Coming back straight from an appendix
2 weeks
surgery.
after appendix surgery. He also
Impressive.
admitted that he wasn't at 100%, and he only goes and does that, bro.
Absolutely mental. I think he was at his 200%. I think he was at his 200%. Did he remove did they remove his appendix, or did they put the dog in him?
He was on steroids, man. I mean,
Wow, he's on god mode. Amazing. The fact that he got P2, the fact that he got P2 after he got his appendix removal, already impressive.
Yeah.
Already
absolutely.
impressive.
Perez
Easily.
getting third. Now Perez ended up getting a 3-pace grid penalty because he impeded Hülkenberg, so that he dropped down to sixth. If I'm in sixth basically.
Yes,
right?
he dropped down to sixth.
Sixth. So obviously, got matters into his own hands basically with that. Now McLaren.
Norris P4
P4 and a sixth. Strong.
with Leclerc sandwiched between the two.
With Leclerc sandwich between the two. For McLaren, talk about my team, because I haven't really talked about. I haven't really. I mean, looking back at the first races, haven't really talked much about my team right now. But listen, fourth and sixth in qualifying, the best we could. We
Absolutely
managed.
decent.
I mean,
Absolutely decent.
listen, we know. I mean, I know. Every McLaren fan knows that we are lacking a little bit behind Red Bull and Ferrari. I mean, it's evident that Ferrari.
You're practically the third best team. Easily.
We are practically the third best.
You're the third best team. You're the third best team.
Listen, we've learned
Which is absolutely nothing to be ashamed about.
No, absolutely nothing. Listen,
Nothing to be ashamed
look,
about.
I want Lando to get a race soon, even Piastri as well. But listen, comparing to last season, we've learned from our mistakes. I mean,
Which is evident. It is evident to see.
Like last season, we were literally without a single point at this stage. So the fact that we are literally qualified, we are always consistently getting to Q3 and qualifying in the top five, if not top five, in the 6th or 8th positions. It's a massive improvement from last season, and 4th and 6th is the best we could have managed. Leclerc 5th. Listen, to see Sainz in 2nd and him, who's supposedly the poster boy of the team, getting just a 5th place, who normally always performs who's always on fire in qualifying.
Hasn't really hit the ground running this year so
Win.
far.
No,
Hasn't
not
really
at
hit the
all,
ground
not at
running
all.
this year, Leclerc. Hasn't really. I mean, he's been consistent. He's been consistent, but not on fire. He's been consistent though.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
I was actually going to ask you this about Leclerc. Are you a little bit let down so far by Leclerc? How his
Not
season is
really.
going so far?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. For me, has he set the world alight? No, but he's been consistent.
Yeah.
And for the time being, that's what matters right now. Is just to
Yeah.
be consistent.
Absolutely.
We're not gonna challenge for the title this year, no doubt. Just because we
Listen.
no 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 no
Listen,
no no
listen.
no
Hold your
no.
horses, bro. I mean, listen. We'll get to that. We'll get to that point of challenging the title later on when we talk about the standings. But
All right.
I disagree with that, bro. To be honest,
Okay.
you may disagree, but anyways, Russell seventh. Again.
The best he could do, I
Not
guess.
great, man. Again, Mercedes really have started really poorly this season. I mean, both.
I
in
want to
in
talk about
race,
Yuki. I want to talk about
qualifying.
Yuki.
And speaking of Yuki getting 8th. I mean, bro.
Impressive.
Yuki right
Impressive.
now is single-handedly carrying Racing Bulls at the moment. The
Absolutely.
entire team is carrying, outperforming Ricardo in every single race so far. In not just the races, but in qualifying as well.
At the moment, that radio
Impressive
message in
stuff.
Bahrain is absolutely justified.
Yes.
It's justifying
Spot
itself.
on, man. Absolutely spot on. I mean, unlike with Zhou Guanyu, who's literally getting worse and worse every season, Yuki is the complete opposite, man. Impressive stuff so
Yes,
far.
he's absolutely improving.
And long may it continue. I mean, listen, we want every single driver to make their mark in Formula One, and Yuki right now, he's maturing, man. He's
Absolutely.
He's
What is
performing
this? Is this
consistently.
Yuki's third, fourth year, I believe?
Third season.
Third season.
I believe it's his
No,
third season.
fourth, because he was brought in 21.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Fourth
You're
season.
right.
Fourth season.
And Aston Martin completing the top 10 with a 9th and 10th. Do you think it was a bit underwhelming for Aston Martin?
I think so, bro. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
just
so.
a bit.
I think so, especially from Alonso. But Alonso had a torrid qualifying session.
Yeah, agreed.
Alonso's qualifying session was horrible, bro. Like
Yes,
problems on
yes.
top of problems. It was unlucky for him.
The complete
I
opposite
guess
of
the fact that
last
he got
Grand
into
Prix
Q3,
was a miracle.
I guess
Yeah, it was.
because qualifying session was horrible for Alonso, which is unfortunate, of course, for him.
Yes, exactly. Which now we get to the race. As we said before, guys, we didn't watch the race live. Malcolm had to. Did he watch? You had to watch. You watched.
I don't have the
highlights,
luxury of you. I don't have your type of luxury with the IPTV, bro.
Yeah.
So I have to watch the highlights. I have to resort to the highlights.
No, interactive TV saves.
If I miss the race, I have
Yeah.
to just go on YouTube and watch the highlights.
Yeah,
That's what I have to
exactly.
do.
But interactive TV saved the day. So basically, I
Respect,
managed to watch the entire race.
respect.
I managed to watch the entire race live. So anyway, wake up call, guys, as expected. We get to this now, bro. Obviously, Australia has a history of chaotic starts.
Yes,
Because
especially in turn one.
in turn
In turn one,
and
yes.
this year it was the complete opposite because
Yes.
it was a very clean start. Every single driver got out of the first corner, smooth sailing basically.
They were good boys.
And it was basically a clean start. But
No one was naughty.
the clean the smooth procedures ended there because on lap 2 obviously Verstappen got the better out of every single driver with of Sainz and Leclerc, but in lap 2 Sainz breezed past Verstappen. I mean we haven't heard a sentence like that basically any car breezing past a Red Bull in God knows when. I mean
In about what 1-2 years?
and you may think that Verstappen's maybe his tires are still a bit
Cold.
a bit fresh, cold. Maybe he's warming up the tires and then
But he shouldn't get him on the
damage.
straight. He shouldn't get him on the straight. If his tires are
No,
cold, they shouldn't get caught up like that in the straight.
Yeah, exactly. And you may think that listen, he may be warming up a bit and he's gonna charging up on Sainz and basically he basically goes into like a 5 second, 10 second lead.
Or maybe
No.
Ferrari's setup on the straights was lit.
Yeah, But no.
But
Because
none of that.
No, because on
There wasn't none of
between
that.
lap 3 and lap 4, there was smoke coming out of the back of Verstappen's car.
Yep.
And it ended up way more than that, because it was an issue with his brakes. And
Yes.
that was race over
Over.
for Verstappen after a 9
For-
consecutive winning streak and 43
Three.
consecutive races where he finished
A race.
where he finished a race. That was his first DNF of the entire race. His last DNF. You know where his last DNF was, bro?
When was his last DNF? I believe was it Australia as well?
The same circuit 2 years ago in 2022.
Wow.
That is absolutely
Yes.
wild.
When Leclerc got the Grand Slam.
Yes.
When Leclerc got the Grand
absolutely.
Slam. Okay, I
Absolutely.
remember.
I
Yeah.
mean, unlucky for
course, no doubt.
for Verstappen, but the upgrades didn't pay off for Red Bull. A rare misstep.
They did. They had upgrades. They had upgrades.
They did some upgrades with their car, and they didn't pay off. And basically,
Didn't know
Verstappen,
that. Didn't know that.
I don't know if you watched the clip, bro, but Verstappen had a couple of words to say with his engineers as soon as he got out of the car, so he was far from happy.
Of course, no
so he was
doubt. I
very
mean,
far from
no
happy.
driver should be happy.
And the crowd went, the crowd in Melbourne went absolutely batshit crazy, and rightly so, by the way. I mean, even some
Listen, probably the only fans that would be let down by Verstappen being DNF'd are Austrians and Dutch.
and Red Bull fans as well.
Of course.
And Red Bull
But the
fans.
rest, everyone else,
I
they're
was
gonna go.
messaging-
They're gonna
listen,
go
I
insane.
and listen, the same with some of my friends, because some of my friends actually, most of my friends actually woke up in 5 a.m., watched the race in 5 a.m., and they were losing it, man. They were absolutely
Respect.
fucking losing it, and rightly so. So that was Max's first DNF first DNF in years. It ended
In 2 years, practically.
It ended a streak, and bro, that streak, it will be very, very difficult to.
It won't be
either
broken anytime
match it-
soon. That's what.
Match it broken or exceeded, bro. I mean,
Nah.
super,
That broken ain't
super
gonna.
records.
That record ain't gonna be
Yeah.
broken anytime soon.
Absolutely.
Ain't gonna
And
be
fine,
broken anytime
and
soon.
that, and when I saw, and when I saw basically, and basically when I saw smoke coming off his car, I was like, oh shit, we have a race, bro.
Let's get it. Let's
We
get
have
it.
a race. Finally. And listen. I don't wish every single driver to retire from the race, except Ferrari, of course. But anyways,
Fuck her.
Listen, shove it up your arse, bro, with that. But anyways,
Fuck
except
her.
Ferrari and Red Bull, because to be honest,
I agree with Red Bull. I agree with Red Bull.
I was getting so fed up of Red Bull basically getting every.
Listen, apart from Red Bull fans, everyone was getting fed up with Red Bull, bro. We know that.
Man, absolutely.
Apart from everyone.
So it was so refreshing to see a different driver leading the race, and basically Carlos.
But
Sainz,
it wasn't so different, actually.
Yes,
It wasn't so different.
But
It wasn't so different. From the last time
Yes.
that Verstappen lost a race
Yeah.
to who he lost to, it wasn't so different, was it?
Yeah, exactly. Because Carlos Sainz won the last race, and he was leading this race. And basically, Sainz was pulled off a sensational performance. He was literally untroubled for the entire race.
I want to give a shout out. We'll get to it. Keep going, but I want to get to something.
Just this point and basically wrapping up basically.
All right.
Carlos Sainz literally stayed first for the entire race. His strategy was spot on. He was consistently quick lap after lap, and basically he was untroubled for the entire race. And basically he stayed in first and ended up winning the entire thing, bro. Listen, we all know Leclerc is the main man, but Sainz has. I mean, Leclerc is getting absolutely shit-faced by Sainz. I mean, last season.
Okay. Listen.
I don't know.
Is he really getting shit-faced though? He is better than Leclerc. Yes.
Right now?
Especially after getting his appendix removed. Yes. But is he really? Man?
Listen,
Come on now.
Leclerc, stats-wise, he's better than Sainz, but the stats from last season to now show that Sainz
That Sainz is better.
He's
That's
outperforming
okay.
him at every single,
And that's
at
okay.
almost every single race. He's outperforming.
And that's
him.
and that's okay. And that's okay. Am I
Yes.
am I happy that Sainz is gonna be gone? No. Of course I'm not happy.
For me, bro, you're making a mistake removing Sainz. Yes,
I agree. I agree. Am I happy that listen? Am I happy that Hamilton is coming? Yes. Am I happy that Sainz is going? No. So, do I also? But do I want Leclerc to leave? No. So if I don't want Hamilton, if I want Hamilton to come, and I don't want Sainz to leave, nor do I want Leclerc to leave, I'd rather still have Leclerc and Sainz than bring in Hamilton and remove Sainz. That's my opinion.
I mean,
But
at this rate,
it's just the way things are.
I mean, at this rate, you might as well put Hamilton as a reserve driver if he continues at this rate as well. I mean,
But it's not his fault. But it's not his fault.
It's not going to happen. But
the car is terrible. It's not his fault.
But Sainz,
the car is terrible. It's not his fault.
Listen, let's get back to Sainz. But Sainz,
Yeah.
perfect weekend for him.
Absolutely.
Literally untroubled for the entire race, consistent. He was literally doing a Verstappen basically because I mean. He was never at one stage. He was in trouble, except maybe the final couple of laps where his tires were starting to experience some grain. But that's obviously. I
want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to the Ferrari crewmen.
Yes.
To the pit stop crew.
I agree, man.
To Vasseur, to everyone, man.
Yes.
I want to give a huge shout out to them. They're the MVPs, man.
Yes.
Because at last, if it was Mattia Binotto there,
they would fuck up, man. They would absolutely.
If Mattia Binotto was there, it would have been a wrap, bro.
But listen,
it would have been a McLaren 1-2, not a Ferrari 1-2.
Yeah, absolutely. But listen, we'll get into.
No, because you were third and fourth.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but let's pause a bit with the Ferrari M3 and we'll continue how the race started out basically in the first couple of laps. But basically Verstappen retired from the race, but then a couple of laps later, it was like lap 16, 17. Hamilton retired. An engine failure from him, and that pretty much encapsulates what has been an absolutely nightmarish weekend for him.
Unreal.
And also for the entire team.
Wow.
I mean, Hamilton said it, bro. This is his worst start of the entire season, and he's right.
Since 2009. It's worse than 2009.
Yes. 9 points from 3 races for a 7-time world champion.
Unreal, man.
Fucking abysmal, man. I mean, listen, I know he's leaving at the end of the season, but and obviously, speaking of leaving at the end of the season, I mean his sight is he's already setting sight on next season, man. He's already. I mean,
no doubt. I mean, he's already signing merch. He's already signing Ferrari merch.
The brother is already signing Ferrari merch, basically. That will not go down on Toto Wolff. So, nightmarish weekend, man. That Mercedes looks completely off it. I mean,
totally off the pace.
Very far from.
I think they're to me they're worse than Aston Martin. I think Mercedes they're the fifth best team.
Listen, they are absolutely not a championship-winning car.
They're the fifth best team. They're the fifth best team.
They are absolutely not a championship-winning car. They are not. They can't compete with Ferrari and McLaren, and even worse, they can't even compete with Aston Martin. Aston Martin are literally right now better than Mercedes. So
no doubt,
Mercedes
they're the fifth best team. Merch are the fifth best team.
Nowhere near good enough, man. And Toto Wolff.
I agree.
Toto Wolff said it perfectly. He literally wants to punch himself in the nose. And listen, I mean, I think he needs to more than punch himself in the nose, man. Literally, he needs to go to a rage room and literally break shit up completely, man. Because this is nowhere near good enough for Mercedes, man.
Absolutely
at the DNF, because Russell also ended up getting was
which was a double DNF.
A double DNF.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that later on. But honestly, after that, nothing really much happened after those first 20 laps, because literally not much action going on in the front row of the grid, and even in the middle portions of the grid. And speaking of basically every single team, speaking of Ferrari, bro, they got the pit stop strategies from Ferrari.
Absolutely spot on. Wow.
Spot on. I mean,
respect.
It looks like,
Respect.
listen, I mean,
To me, coming from a Ferrari supporter, from a Ferrari fan, that's the most impressive. That's the
yes,
most
most
impressive
impressive.
thing
And
about the weekend.
listen, we're gonna speaking of we're going to our driver of the days. I mean, Ferrari have to be are the easily are the best team of this entire weekend, man. I mean, literally,
No
they
doubt.
had a,
No
they
doubt.
had a perfect weekend. Not only Sainz won the race, but even Leclerc. It's a 1-2, man. I mean,
A 1-2 with Leclerc getting
what
the
more
fastest
could you
lap.
ask for? And Leclerc getting the because Norris was gonna get the fast lap, but then Leclerc, fucking asshole,
Was like,
got
nope. Was
was
like,
like
nope.
nope, was like nope.
Nope. Let me
He got
take
the
that from you.
fastest lap. So listen. I hate giving. I hate. I hate doing this, but I have to say it, no, bro. Respect for you guys. You have literally. You've had a perfect weekend, man. The
We
race, the
did, we
strategy
did,
of
we
the
did, we
race
did,
was
we did.
was flawless. And shout out to Fred Vasseur, man, because
Absolutely.
a
Listen, that's the first
1-2.
thing I noticed. When Fred Vasseur came in, that's the first thing I noticed. The pit stop strategies, the strategies for
Were
throughout the
improved, were
race
better,
were much improved.
much
Were much
better, man.
improved. Because if Mattia Binotto was there, if Mattia Binotto was there, it would
Yes.
have been a McLaren 1-2 and not a Ferrari 1-2.
And basically, the race ended under virtual safety car because, as we mentioned just a few moments ago, Russell ended up crashing his car, and his car was placed basically in the middle of the track, and that basically ended up in a virtual safety car. In my opinion, it should have been a red flag, but since it was the last lap, I guess.
They
It
just
was
ended the race then and
understandable
there.
that it ended up under virtual safety car. But speaking of Mercedes again, disastrous
A
weekend
double
for
DNF.
Mercedes, a double DNF. And listen, let's get straight into it. I mean, we're both on the same page, bro. Mercedes are our losers of the day for this
No
race. I
doubt.
mean,
No
absolutely no doubt.
doubt. No doubt about that.
They basically after this weekend,
I
what we
salute you to that.
Yes, what we learned after this weekend is that Mercedes nowhere near good. They are nowhere near competing with Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari, and they're also worse than Aston Martin. So they're
You
pretty
know who
much
they're reminding me of? You know who Mercedes are reminding
yeah.
me of?
Who?
How we were back in 2020.
Uh, yes, I kind of agree, but this is
How we were back in
worse.
2020.
But this is worse because the caliber of the drivers you have in your team, they shouldn't be in this position. Absolutely not, man.
Absolutely.
They
Absolutely,
shouldn't
no
be in this
doubt.
position.
Listen. Back in 2020, we had Vettel and Leclerc. Leclerc just in the
Yeah.
second season, and Vettel practically a veteran.
Yes, agree,
And the car
agree.
was atrocious.
Yeah,
This is who they're
despite
reminding me of. This is who they're reminding
yeah,
me of.
man.
How
Right
we were
now,
back in 2020.
that Mercedes car right now is a piss pile on wheels, man. I mean,
No doubt.
seriously. But listen, Russell, to be honest, he was a little bit unlucky because his car ended up getting
Yes.
was on the rubble, and
The thing was, yeah, with
yeah,
Russell,
you could
they were
explain yourself,
approaching, what
man.
was it, turn 6, turn 7, what was it?
Pretty
I don't
much
know.
near Albin crashed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, same corner
Same
practically,
corner,
almost.
pretty much. Yeah, same
Almost
corner.
same corner. He got caught up in the dirty air of the car in front of him.
Yeah.
Because of the airflow and stuff like that.
Yes,
He got
yes,
caught up in the
yes.
dirty air, and you could see him turning to the right, but because of the dirty air, his car went left.
Yes.
His car
And
went left and straight into the gravel
and the
trap onto
car,
the barrier.
yes. And you do you listen to the team radio, man? Because on the radio,
I
Russell
listened,
was
yes.
absolutely panicking, and I don't
Which is
blame him for
understandable.
panicking, man. I mean,
Understandable. No doubt.
understandably, that was a very scary, that was a very nasty. The positioning of the car was nasty, man. I mean, if there was literally a car right behind him, he would literally torpedo. He would have literally gone all
No
guns,
doubt.
all torpedo
Something that
on his
unfortunately
car.
we've seen before.
We've seen it
Something that
before,
we've
and
unfortunately we've seen it before.
thankfully the stewards were quick and they basically pulled out the yellow flags and the virtual safety car, and the race was pretty much over from there. Now,
Yes.
bro, the car in front of Russell was Alonso. And Alonso
Yes.
ended up getting a 20-second time penalty, which demoted him to P8, and he received 20 penalty points. What do you think of
Unbelievable.
this? It's harsh. For me, it was harsh.
Absolutely harsh. How,
It's
bro?
harsh.
What was it? What was it
Yes.
for? For brake testing, was it?
It was for brake testing, yeah. I mean,
How? How is that
bullshit,
brake testing?
bullshit. That was
How
not
is that
brake
brake
testing.
testing? How
That was
can
not
you
brake
brake
testing.
test in a corner? How?
No, you can't.
This car made him go left instead of
For
right.
me, yeah, for me, it
No,
was
no,
a driver
no.
error from Russell, but at the same time, he was unlucky because his car ended up getting basically
Yes.
ended up wrecking his car. But
No,
Alonso,
how can
very
you
harsh,
brake test
very
in a
harsh.
corner, bro?
That
That's
was
unbelievable.
That was very very harsh from
Which adds salt to the wound, on Alonso's horrific weekend. He already had a shit qualifying, which made it even more worse post race.
Stroll outperformed him.
He had to. Yeah, Stroll outperformed him just because of how Alonso's weekend went.
Yes. So
That's the only reason why Stroll outperformed him.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, that was the end of the race, and for Sainz, it was a bit of a relief because he was experiencing some grey in his tires, but that was thankfully race over and capped off a spectacular day for Ferrari, a 1-2. Obviously, Mercedes were our losers of the
Which
day,
was the first,
but
which was
Ferrari
our
are
first
our
1-2,
winners.
which was our first 1-2, by the way, which was our first 1-2 for Ferrari since 2004 in Australia.
What? Seriously?
Yes.
2004.
Yes, it was our first 1-2 for Ferrari in Australia since 2004.
20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly 20 years ago.
That's nuts.
Yes, our first 1-2 in a Ferrari 1-2 in Australia since 2004.
Yes.
You can look it up if you want to.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, you should be over the moon, man. I mean,
absolutely, yes. I am very happy.
Ironically, it happened in the only race you didn't even manage to see it live. I mean, a bit unlucky.
Actually, it was the second. It was actually the second race because I missed the first one as well in Bahrain.
Yeah, second one actually. Yeah.
I also missed the first race.
I mean,
I missed the first one as well. So
races live now, and you try to watch Suzuka live
yeah.
now next.
So far, the only race I watched live was Jeddah. Was round 2.
Because that's going to be another early wake up call for us too.
For Japan, yeah? Oh dear me.
Yeah, for Japan, absolutely.
What's the time? What's the time for Japan? Let me check.
I believe it's 7 a.m.
I want to check.
I believe it's 7 a.m.
7 a.m. It's not that bad. Like 7 a.m.
No, it's not too bad, but
still.
Anyways, Ferrari 1-2. They are both. This is a bit rare for us both, but both our drivers of the day and our losers are
actually
both
the same
on the same option, because our losers are Mercedes,
yes.
and our picks for our winners are Ferrari. Agreed,
yes.
bro.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Not Ferrari.
Sainz.
Carlos Sainz.
Driver of the day, Carlos Sainz, and losers of the day, Mercedes.
But we'll get to mention some of our competitors. We'll start with our losers, bro. I think it's better to start with our losers.
Losers, Williams first.
Yeah, Williams.
Fuck Williams, man. Fuck Williams and fuck James Vowles. I don't expect that from
Vowles. They're not in that category as well. I
don't expect that from him.
Of the day, because they literally did Sergeant dirty, man.
Practically.
They literally did Sergeant dirty.
Absolutely. I don't expect that from James Vowles. I don't expect that from him.
Sargent was like, dude, where's my car? I mean, quite literally. But
they practically told him, with or without you, we don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they practically told Logan Sargent, man.
Have to be in that category. But have to be in that pick, because they were bold, ambitious with their and they gambled with one car, and it didn't pay.
And it was all in vain.
Albin actually just missed out on the points in 11th, and he was basically backlapped by a single lap. So not a really difficult weekend for Williams, in all honesty. Agreed, bro. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely agree.
Again, Sauber have to be in that mix, man. We were too soft on them, but they have to be in that mix, because
actually, I'm gonna give it to Guan Yu Zhou.
But even Bottas, 14th, man. That's not good, man. I mean, it's poor, man. Sauber literally.
Well. I mean, look. Well, I mean, if I'm gonna give it to Guan Yu Zhou, might as well give it to Bottas as well because they finished 14th and
because
15th.
even in the pit stops, man, they literally had the same issue they've had in the previous races because their wheel jacks weren't working properly, man. With every single pit stop, they were all super slow. That is embarrassing for them, man. Seriously. Absolutely embarrassing.
Absolutely.
They are for me. They are for me.
They need to invest in some. They need to invest in some pit stop training.
Yeah, absolutely, and they need to fix their equipment as well because God forbid that this thing happens.
What they're using? What they're using? What they're using? Toys from Toys R Us?
Absolutely, man. Like
wheel guns from Toys R Us.
Like one of those big, those tool sets from the model shop. I mean, seriously, man. Embarrassing, man. Absolutely embarrassing to have that. How? I mean, seriously, did they literally didn't do it like a team brief and say, listen, guys, let's try and don't make the same.
Let's spend a couple extra pounds on wheel guns.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's spend 10 extra euros on. Let's spend 10 extra euros on some decent wheel guns.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, spot on, man. Absolutely spot on.
Where did they get them from? From eBay?
Second hand.
Second hand.
Your second hand. Your second hand, man. Shit, man. Oh, anyways, and we literally just mentioned him right now. Alonso has to be in that mix as well. Alonso has to be in there as well, bro.
Alonso for loser of the day. I think that's very harsh for Alonso. Let's call him unlucky of the day.
He's unlucky. He's super unlucky.
He was very unlucky.
Agreed on
he was
that.
very
He
unlucky,
was super
man.
unlucky.
Yes,
but
yes.
we've already mentioned Alonso. So, and Red Bull, very rarely, but Red Bull have to be there, bro. I mean, Verstappen DNF and Perez 5th place. The best. The best.
The best he could do. Best he could do for Sergio Perez.
Listen, to not be anywhere near Ferrari and even McLaren, in that race for the for podiums,
for the top 4 at least.
Bit disappointing for him. What do you think?
Yeah. I do agree though, but again, he did the best he could do, man.
Listen, it's not the end of the world for Red Bull because I mean Verstappen.
Absolute, no doubt.
I mean,
they'll come back.
They're gonna come back strong.
Listen, they'll go to Japan. They'll go to Japan and probably blitz everyone again.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be surprised if Verstappen wins the race by 2 laps, but because Suzuka, he's always. I mean,
because that's what happens.
We all know how much of a master he is in Suzuka and Verstappen, But anyways,
practically a master
a bad
everywhere.
day in the office for Red Bull. Listen, I think that they will absolutely learn from this in the coming in the future. But
no doubt.
A rare off day for Red Bull.
A rare L for Red Bull.
But for our drivers of the day, obviously, we're both in agreement, bro. Sainz is our pick.
Carlos Sainz,
10 out of 10 weekend. I mean, again, just to mention quickly on Sainz. This guy 2 weeks ago, he was literally in surgery, and he goes.
Yes,
he
could get his appendix removed, man.
I mean, he literally
crazy.
He literally said, he wants every single driver to literally remove their appendix because and
probably that appendix probably they removed it. Them removing his appendix probably they got rid 10 kilos from him.
Yeah.
They got rid 10 kilos from him just by removing his appendix.
But literally, man, I mean, Sainz. This is a statement of
incredible.
Intent. This is a statement of intent from Sainz.
Absolutely. Listen, Sainz has nothing to lose.
Yes.
He has nothing to lose. He's in God mode at the moment. He was like, fuck it. I'm going to do what I can this season, and I'm going to go gung-ho on everyone.
This season, he has been absolutely on it. Absolutely on it
yes.
this season.
I mean, he got P3 in Bahrain. He got P3 in Bahrain, did he?
Yeah, P3.
Of course, Jeddah, he said that he was out because of appendix, and now he came back P1.
Jeddah, he was obviously yeah, obviously in Jeddah, what happened.
Yeah, he was out for
But
Jeddah,
what a
replaced by Olivier
what a
Bierman.
yeah, what a performance from him.
Absolutely,
Absolutely
tens across the board for
phenomenal
Sainz.
performance. Literally, everything that could have gone right with Ferrari and Sainz and Sainz went right. Now, one last point on Leclerc. Will he be a bit underwhelmed by this Leclerc because he
I don't
obviously
think so.
he wants to be in the
I
he
don't
wants
think
to be
so.
fighting there basically.
No doubt, no doubt. Listen, listen, he wants to win. Of course, no
Yes.
doubt. Every driver is there to win. But is he gonna be overwhelmed by it?
I wouldn't say
I
completely
don't think so.
overwhelmed, but yeah,
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. It's gonna affect him.
nah,
No,
yeah, absolutely. So that's Ferrari 1-2.
I don't think so.
McLaren third and fourth, great weekend for
Respect.
us.
Very good. Very good.
Very,
Very good.
very it's a great result for us. I mean, listen from
Solid.
I mean, super weekend. I mean, Red Bull literally.
By the way, what I want to say about McLaren is huge shout out to Oscar Piastri, yeah,
Yeah,
for
Hot
allowing
son.
Norris to pass.
Yes, and what
That must have been very hard for him.
Yeah,
But respect,
yes, yeah,
team orders
respect.
first, respect.
I am
Respect to Oscar
listen,
Piastri, man.
listen. My dad wasn't super happy because he wants McLaren to be first and second. But listen, let's be realistic here. Again, Ferrari, you guys, and Red Bull have the edge over.
Listen,
Have the
listen,
better edge
listen.
than us right now.
Listen, Red Bull are the fastest easily.
Yeah,
We're the second
no doubt.
fastest. McLaren are the third.
Third and fourth is a fantastic result for us.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely good
Norris,
result.
another podium for him. His 14th podium now. Basically, he's equaling Heidfeld's tally of consecutive podiums. So
Longest, the most driver to have podiums without a win.
without a win, and he's listen.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I know about that absolutely.
Alright.
But very strong weekend for us. I mean, even the strategy is just like Ferrari. We got them absolutely nailed on. And
Yes.
also massive respect for Oscar Piastri for letting Lando through.
Yes.
It must have been
Yes.
hard for him because it's his home Grand Prix, and obviously he wanted to be in that podium because it's his home Grand Prix. But listen, a fourth place for him in home territory. He got the respect from the crowd because they were absolutely cheering him on. But fourth place for Piastri and a third place for Lando.
Yes.
Super result.
Yes.
That obviously increases the gap
Very
now
good.
on not just Aston Martin, but not just on Mercedes, but also Aston Martin. So fantastic weekend for us. Obviously, a little bit frustrated that we didn't got the fastest lap because Leclerc decided to hold his beer, and
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Shit happens, basically.
Shit
but-
happens, bro. Shit happens.
but
I haven't done it yet this season though. I haven't said it to you once though.
Yeah, but because we've been decent so far. No shoddy weekends.
Yeah. We've been decent, so I can't really
Yeah.
say it. I can't really say it at the
Listen,
moment.
one last point on McLaren. I'm very happy. I mean, Zach Brown just signed a long-term contract with the team, which will be great for him, of course. And very impressed. I mean, Lando and Oscar look like a proper pair of a great pair of drivers that have respect amongst each other. Very happy, bro. I mean, third and
Yes.
fourth is a super result, and hopefully it would be better. It would be better. It will be only better things from here from the coming weekend.
Yes.
Perez fifth. Again, we've already mentioned about Perez. Not a great weekend for him and Red Bull, but best he could manage. Stroll sixth.
Yeah.
Lance Stroll sixth. A
Decent.
decent result, outperforming his teammate, his veteran teammate. And again, best he could manage with sixth place with Aston Martin. Considering he started
Yes.
at
You-
ninth, I believe, in ninth place. A good race for him. Yuki.
Where he started, Sol?
Ninth.
Yeah, he started P9, Sol. Yeah,
P9.
he started P9.
Yuki, fucking
P7?
Tsunoda. P7, man.
P7, crazy.
Wow, crazy.
Even making his statement on Ricardo back in Bahrain even stronger.
basically he was the best of
You tell me you're telling me that you tell me that Leclerc is getting shit faced by Sainz.
yeah,
Then what is Tsunoda doing to Danny Rick?
shit faced,
Shit faced only? If Leclerc is getting
absolutely
shit faced by
embarrassing.
like bro, come on.
No man, Yuki so far he's been
Absolutely
super
impressive.
super impressive, super impressive. Um, uh, and long may and listen, I really wish him all the best for him because right
No
now
doubt.
he is carrying his entire team. He's basically doing an Albin like last season with Williams. He's doing now
Practically.
with Racing Bulls. We're
Yeah.
listen. I know we're still early on, but right now super super impressive stuff for Yuki Tsunoda, and long may it continue because a seventh place
Absolutely.
for a Racing Bulls car, super super result for him. Alonso obviously eighth after getting that penalty for brake testing Russell, ridiculous again.
Which is
But
bullshit,
anyways,
but whatever.
that's the FIA for you, and a double points finish for Haas, 9th and 10th, Hulkenberg and Magnussen. Wow, wow, wow.
Again, previously stating, them quietly going about their business,
Komatsu
doing their thing. Respect.
He's doing his shit, man. He is doing his
And then
shit.
even the drivers as well with Hulkenberg and Magnussen.
Yes.
They're not hogging the
Yes.
spotlight. They're just quietly going about their business.
But listen, let's not jump straight on the bandwagon with Haas to say that
No,
to,
no
to
doubt.
say,
No.
because it's a long
Listen,
season,
listen. The spotlight is off Haas. That huge spotlight is off Haas.
Yes.
That Gunter is gone.
But so far,
So
I mean,
now they just gonna quietly go about their
yes.
business.
But so far, Haas are proving the doubt. They're proving the doubters. They're making the doubters wrong, basically, with Haas. Impressive.
Which is amazing. Which
Ninth
is
and
great.
a
Which
double
is great.
points finish, and literally
Even us when we said about
yes.
them not selling to Andretti.
Yes.
So far it's being justified this season.
Yes,
3 races
absolutely.
in, but it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. But and listen, and basically to have this start after three races, and literally they're all their rivals not getting a single point with Alpine, Williams, and Sauber. Komatsu, dream start for him, man. Absolutely dream start.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
he's been really impressive so far. 9th and 10th for Haas. It's a great result. But
Very good. They got 4 points at the moment.
the bottom half, who didn't got a single point. Obviously, Alex Albon 11th, just missing out. Poor weekend for Williams overall, as we said before. So again, they end up getting 11. Ricardo 12th, home soil. Home soil for Ricardo.
Best he could do, I think.
And getting out of the points basically, and the crowd is not getting under his back now anymore because now they have a new hero now, and that is my boy
Oscar Piastri.
Oscar Piastri, and Ricardo is not going to get that Red Bull seat if he continues like this.
No. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, man.
I think Danny Rick is the only I think Danny Rick the only reason he's there now is because he has a good character.
Yes, absolutely.
And Christian Horner has a soft spot for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Gasly 13th, Bottas 14th, and Guan Yu with 15th, and Ocon basically ending up the grid with 16th. Again, Alpine, no points for them again. But listen, for this race, we're gonna go a little bit light on Alpine because, as expected, they finished with not a single point. So we're gonna go a little bit soft this time on Alpine. But listen, if they're somehow listening to this, this is not the last time we're gonna mention you guys, because we know
No doubt.
that you have an embarrassing car this season. So
one of the worst, if not the worst.
With Sauber, I think they're the worst car with Sauber. But
listen, on par with Sauber. Listen,
you're off the hook.
But listen. In terms of quality at the moment, Bottas is the highest between the 4 drivers in terms of qualifying places.
Yes, agree.
I believe no.
Yeah, agree. And yes.
So and it's a Sauber. So what does that make? That makes it Alpine worse.
Yes.
No.
Yes, Alpine was. Yes, sure, yes, absolutely. It's a toss between those two basically. So, and that was pretty much
I'd say
how
that.
it ended. Obviously, Russell, the two Mercedes, getting knocked, didn't finish the race alongside Verstappen, alongside Max Verstappen to complete the grid. Now, Gunther Steiner did the interviews, man. It was the most random thing
I
ever.
haven't watched them. I haven't watched none of them.
Go and watch them, man. It's absolute box office. You see Leclerc having no idea what the fuck this guy's saying. Basically, with his really with his iconic English accent, and he's my pick for the clown of the day. And it's our first from off the track. My God, man, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting him to do the interviews. I mean, this guy literally. Let's just go quick a bit on Gunther Steiner here because this guy, he accidentally became famous because of his personality because of his personality as seen on Drive to Survive.
On Drive to Survive.
Performs
On Drive to Survive.
on Drive to Survive. Performs absolutely horribly on his job. Gets sacked from Haas, and now he's doing punditry duties, journalism duties with the F1 brand. And
Listen,
now
at
he's
least he
doing
kept in touch with the sport. At
Yeah,
least he
absolutely.
kept in touch with the sport,
Yeah,
which is great to
absolutely.
see.
But
Listen,
that
he's a great
was-
character. He's a
yeah,
great
absolutely
dude,
great
man.
character. But listen,
Everyone loves Gunther.
Gunther doing interviews was not on my bingo card of this season. But anyways, he's our clown of the day. So
It is practically, listen, Gunther Steiner
just a
doing
couple of
interviews
guys,
is the listen, Jan.
yeah,
Jan. Gunther Steiner doing interviews is the epitome of not what you want, but what you need.
yes, I agree.
It's the epitome of that.
Yes,
It's the epitome.
Yes, absolutely. So,
I need to watch these interviews though. I need to watch the interviews.
Yeah, go and do so. Go and do so because
I need to watch the interviews.
You're going to laugh your ass off, man. Specifically when it comes to Leclerc, man. It's so good,
Nice.
so good. So
Nice.
to cap off, bro, before we finish off this episode, our driver of the day is Carlos Sainz. Our losers of the day is Mercedes. Our dicks of the day are Williams, and our clown of the day is Gunther
Williams.
Steiner. Our Gunther Steiner is our clown of the day.
Yep.
So, to look at the standings now, Verstappen stays in the lead with 51 points, followed by Leclerc with 47. Now he overtakes Perez by a single point with 46. Sainz
Yes.
with that win is in fourth with 40 points. The two McLarens follow up with Piastri and Norris with 28 and 27 points respectively. Russell with 18 points in 7th, Alonso 8 with 16, Stroll at 9th, and Hamilton with 10th. Stroll with 9 points and Hamilton with 8.
With 8 points, bro.
8
what
points.
the fuck? That's nuts.
The constructors. Now this is where we're gonna go back to Ferrari challenging for the title because Red Bull are still on top with 97 points. And Ferrari are just 4 points behind with 93 points after that weekend, bro. Do you think? And we're not going to try to delve too much on this point, but do you think Ferrari will challenge Red Bull this season for the constructors? Yes or no?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Even
was just
if
a
they
blip,
win
bro,
season-
for Red
if they
Bull
win a
this
couple
race.
of races. What?
Listen, for Red Bull, this was just a blip to them. This was just a bump in the road.
Listen, I think we need what we need to
Maybe
watch the next
because I'm used to the Red Bull dominance 2 years in.
I mean, same here.
Probably.
Listen, same here as well.
We're used to the Red Bull dominance, and I don't want to get my hopes up.
I wouldn't.
But
I wouldn't
listen,
jump.
if we finish second, it's nothing to be ashamed about.
I
But
wouldn't jump straight away, in my opinion.
the target is second.
Yes. I wouldn't
For
jump
me,
straight
a
away.
fresh start is from 2026 onwards.
Yes. All right. Fair enough. But listen,
For me, it's from 2026 onwards is where we get to set fresh targets.
Yeah, absolutely. I would give a couple of more races to see the full picture of it, but that is
in my opinion, Red Bull was just a bump in the road for them. Because come Suzuka,
yeah, absolutely.
because come Suzuka, Verstappen is gonna blitz everyone.
Yeah,
They're gonna blitz everyone. Red Bull.
Most likely,
Come
most
to
likely it's gonna
Suzuka.
be like that. But anyways, Red Bull 97, Ferrari 93, McLaren 55 points and have a healthy lead over Mercedes and Aston Martin,
With
both having
26.
26 and 25 points respectively. Racing Bulls with 6 points, 6, and
Haas 7th with 4.
Finishing up with 7th with 4 points, and Williams, Sauber, and Alpine with not a
Points.
single point so far. All right, guys. That's pretty much it for this episode. Pretty much it for this entire episode. Our next episode is going to be now in 2 weeks' time, where we will go in, where we will be making our way into Japan for the Suzuka Grand Prix. One of my
Samatao.
all-time. Arigato.
Samatao.
Yes.
Konnichiwa.
No, arigato. Arigato.
Arigato.
Arigato.
Konnichiwa. What's konnichiwa? How are you?
That's Chinese.
Oh shit.
No, would absolutely roast us.
I'm not racist, bro. I'm not racist.
They would roast. They would
I'm not
absolutely
racist.
fucking
What is sayonara has to be a Japanese word though.
Sayonara is Japanese, yes, absolutely.
Alright, okay. I know a Japanese
Anyways,
word. I know a Japanese word.
Suzuka in 2 weeks' time, not Azerbaijan, because Suzuka is normally in October, but for this year, Suzuka is going to be, our next race is going to be in April. Iconic track, one of my all-time favorites. It's a very challenging track.
Very technical.
As well.
Very technical.
And we had a lot of great memories on that track as well, man. That Ayrton Senna and Nigel Mansell rivalry at Alan Prost the Alan Prost rivalry.
Michael Schumacher winning his first championship with Ferrari back in 2000.
It's an iconic track, man.
Kimi Raikkonen winning from 17th back in 2005.
2005. What a race that one, man. What a race. Suzuka is our next race, guys. And another early wake up call for European fans and us, specifically us. I believe it's going to be at 7 a.m. Sorry about that. Going to be at 7 a.m.
Let me check. Yeah, I believe it's 7 a.m.
Yes.
I believe it's 7 a.m. Qualifying is 8 a.m.
Yes. Brilliant. So I would watch that one live.
I should be up for qualifying.
Yes. I mean,
And it is
5
for the
a.m.
race.
is a bit too much, but
Yeah, way
but
too much, man.
Suzuka's going to be our next track, guys. Let's hope we'll have more of the same what happened in Australia. Let's hope.
Hopefully.
Thanks, guys, for listening. Obviously, guys, it means the word to us. Obviously, don't forget to give us a like, comment, and share on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube pages. Spotify listeners, hit that follow.
Always.
You know the vibes. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you for the next one. Peace.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Good night.
Peace.